Now, we're going to take a few moments to pause and look away from the most pressing stories of the day and reflect on a tortoise called Diego. Not just any tortoise, a giant one whose libido has saved his species from extinction, no less, and he's retiring. Here he is in the Galapagos Islands. He's 100, so this retirement's not unreasonable, and scientists estimate that he's fathered up to 900 giant tortoises, which are all alive today. You heard that right, 900. For decades, he's been kept in captivity on Santa Cruz Island as part of a breeding program. Before that, he was in a zoo in San Diego. Now, though, Diego's being returned to where he started off, on a tiny uninhabited island called Española, from which he was taken in the 1920s. Well, Emma Ridley works as a marine biologist in the Galapagos Islands. She's with us now from Santa Cruz. And Emma, I understand you know Diego. Tell us more about him.
Yes, I've been living and working in Galapagos for 25 years as a naturalist guide and taking groups of visitors to the installations where they have the captive breeding program. We got to see him pretty much every week for years. I think he's going to be much missed.
And what kind of life can he expect on this new island?
Well, he had he was pretty pampered where he was, lots of females, lots of food, and he did a great job. On his new island, I'm sure he'll have a lot more space. There's plenty of food there. For the tortoises, the environment isn't that different to the one where he was in his pen. So I'm sure he'll manage to settle in very rapidly.
And in terms of his role in avoiding extinction for his species, am I overplaying it in saying that he was central to avoiding that?
He was a very important tortoise. The population was almost driven to extinction. There were 12 females, 2 males from the island, and then Diego came along. And he fathered probably about 40% on his own of all the young tortoise hatchlings that were brought back to Española.
Now, of course, I'm going to wish him a very long retirement. How long would we expect Diego to live for?
Well, they estimate that he's about 100 years old now. It's hard to know exactly how long giant tortoises can live, but scientists think it can be up to 150 years, maybe even a little more. So he should be around there for quite a bit longer. Okay,
that's good to hear. And just while I've got you, Emma, I'm curious to know more broadly how things are on the Galapagos Islands. It's a popular place for people to visit, and presumably that's been hit by the coronavirus.
Yeah, so Galapagos has been hit very, very hard. About over 70% of our income comes from tourism. So the fact that it just went from 100 to 0 in pretty much one day in mid-March has hit the population very, very hard.
And is there a prospect that you will not go back to normal, but it will lift from 0 at some point soon?
Well, the national park is actually opening back up to tourism in July. However, whether people will actually want to travel or be ready to travel is a whole different question. So hopefully, gradually, it will start to recover, but we don't think it's going to be anytime soon.
Great to talk to you, Emma. Thank you very much indeed. It's Emma Ridley, live with us from Santa Cruz in the Galapagos Islands.